Big D Entertainment, in association with Dipsy Doodle Productions, presents The Dave Holly Hour. Brought to you by Trio Jazz Club, Sioux Falls' premier jazz club. Enter as friends, leave as family. Phil's Pub. Phil's, your local dive with music for the people. Chaser's Food and Spirits. Excel Chiropractic, and Quality Nails. The Dave Holly Hour features Sioux Empire Arts and Entertainment Conversations. A true lover of arts, entertainment, good food, and fun times, including an occasional Jack Daniels. Okay, so a few Jack Daniels. Here he is, Dave Holly.
What? It's the last day of April? Must have been the ever-present Midwest winds that pushed the month by so quickly. But as it is the last day of April, that means it's the last day of Jazz Appreciation Month. And today, International Jazz Appreciation Day. Now, I was out of town over the weekend, so I could not attend the Fellowship Jazz Center's annual Jazz Crawl, but by all accounts on the socials, it was as awesome as always. So to finish off the festivities for the month, tonight at the Orpheum Theater in beautiful and historic downtown Sioux Falls, the Fellowship Jazz Center Orchestra has an amazing evening of music starting at 7:30. The Augustana Blues and Gold Jazz Ensemble under the direction of Dr. Brian Hannigan begin the night. Then FJCO comes on about 8 o'clock. What will make the night even more show-stopping, you might ask? Well, how about world-class vocalist Andrea Ross? Now, I am returning as MC for my third time hosting FJCO, and I tell you, it promises to be a truly wonderful night. We will see you there. Only one conversation this episode, but it is with one amazing entertainer. Comedian Nathan Hults joins us in just a few minutes to tell us about his May 9th show. So come on in, join us. You know what we do? We waive the cover charge here at the Dipsy Doodle Productions studio, and sometimes that cover means your dress. The dress code, you ask? Who needs a dress coat? Seating is limited, and while we supply the ice, make sure you bring your own beverage. But first...
Honey, look at this!
Unbelievable!
Yeah!
Yummy!
I know!
That'd be fantastic. You know what I'm talking about. Dave's Fave!
Each week, we salute a person or business that I feel is worthy of a shout-out for any number of reasons. This week's Dave's Fave is... I'm going to go old school with you here. Remember Casey Kasem from American Top 40 and our long-distance dedication? Well, it's a special long-distance fave. Miss Tyranny T is a young server at the Fat Bottom Brewery near Gate C6 at B&A in Nashville. If you fly Allegiant direct from Sioux Falls to Music City, you know the satellite terminal of which I speak. Takes a shuttle to get back to the main, and then when you come back this terminal, you have to take a shuttle. So first... you might be asking yourself, did Dave mispronounce her first name? I swear he said Tyranny. I did not mispronounce, but it is spelled differently than what you might be thinking. Tyranny, T-E-A-R, as in a tear. Tear, I-N-E-Y, Tyranny. Now, my love and I found her to basically be the description of Southern hospitality. She was that good. Now, here's what's also cool about her. In terms of her waitstaff ability, phenomenal. And now she didn't miss a beat. Sometimes you're in a restaurant and you say something and then the order comes back and it's like they weren't listening. No, not this young lady. In fact, we became, very conversational with her. And by the time that we decided to make our way to the gate, she was telling us that Fat Bottom is dog friendly and that we need to bring Charlie next time. So if you're flying Allegiant to Nashville, and then on your way back you decide to have something from Fat Bottom Brewery, stop and say hi for us, would you? So you want to know more of what I like? Go to Dave's Fave page on the show website, DaveHollyHour.com. After you look at that page, go to the trivia page to see our schedule at Chasers, West 12th and Ellis Road. Stop in for great food, great beverages, and fun times. Monday nights at 7, we play Dave Holly Hour Trivia with 7 fun rounds and great prizes. This coming Monday, May 4th. It's Welcome Back. That's the theme. Be thinking old shows that are new again, remakes, reboots, cast reunions, all that fun stuff. Oh, and we're going to have some special announcements about Trivia at Chasers. Oh, don't worry. Still be 7 o'clock on Monday nights. Just some more incentive for you to come out and play. Chasers, your neighborhood gathering place. Honorable mention. What made Dave laugh, chuckle, chortle, downright slap my knee silly, or simply fill my heart with happiness? Well, I do have to say, I've seen Chicago a number of times, the musical that is. Of course, I see Chicago often when it comes to the Cubs, or go to Chicago when it comes to the Cubs. But this past weekend, the Goodnight Theater Collective put on their production. Now, a lot of great things about it. It's one of my favorite musicals anyway, but I do have to give an honorable mention to Ben Van Moore. Oh, he plays Roxy's husband, and he has that solo about Mr. Cellophane, and he carried his character so much. He had a very well-deserved, very loud and raucous ovation, and a great time, and had some great people in it. But still, I think that, for me, that was just so fun to see on the show. Coming up in just a little bit, here on the Dave Holly Hour, we speak with comedian Nathan Hults. Get your tickets now to one unforgettable night of jazz as the Fellowship Jazz Center Orchestra celebrates its 1-year anniversary April 30th, which just happens to be International Jazz Appreciation Day, which just happens to culminate Jazz Appreciation Month. And FJCO doesn't just bring the typical 16-piece this time around. The evening will feature special guest vocalist Andrea Ross. The Boston Globe says she's a phenom whose poise and pipes are astounding. Her rare blend of sophistication, soul, and swing makes her a perfect collaborator for this milestone celebration. So celebrate with FJCO Thursday, April 30th at the Orpheum Theater in beautiful, historic downtown Sioux Falls. Show starts at 7:30. Get your tickets at SiouxFallsOrpheum.com.
Dr. Perry Langston and Dr. Corey Tooney know excellence is in you. That's why they provide you with excellent care at XO Chiropractic, improving your overall health in spirit, body, mind, and will. Get results the natural way. Arrange a consultation, 605-332-9235 or exokairos.com. Excellent care for excellent people. XO Chiropractic, located at 4309 South Racket Drive in Sioux Falls.
Trio Jazz Club is an intimate music venue in the heart of Sioux Falls. It's family-owned and family-run. Ricardo and Mary Beth and the entire staff provide the art of hospitality, while the best local and regional musicians provide the smooth sounds. It's a great vibe with live music Tuesday through Saturday nights. The chefs and mixologists offer an amazing menu and beer and wine lists. Cocktails as smooth as the jazz. Join the club, Trio Jazz Club, across from the Washington Pavilion. Enter as friends, leave as family.
It's a fresh new look for DaveHollyHour.com. Besides catching up on episodes, find Sioux Empire Arts and Entertainment websites. See what Dave likes on the Dave's Faves page. Get more information about our wonderful sponsors. Check out the news and notes section to find out what past guests are up to, and sign up for our newsletter. It's all at your searching and surfing fingertips. DaveHollyHour.com.
Looking for live music, good vibes, and a place that just feels easy? Phil's Pub has your next night out covered. May 2nd, Chris Lager and the band take the stage at 7:30 with doors at 6 and Kentucky Derby pre-party starting at 5. Make a day of it. On May 9, don't miss Ron Keel at the Next Writers Round, a multi-million selling artist bringing serious talent to the stage. Then May 15th, Brass Holes bring the funk with a high-energy brass show that you'll definitely hear coming. So make sure you get there. It is at Phil's Pub, so grab some pizza, bring your crew, and settle in there, all right? And I'll see you there on May 9th.
The Dave Holly Hour, like eavesdropping on a great conversation between two very interesting people.
Welcome back, everybody. You know I'm going to say it because I wrote my own contract, and I wrote it right in there that conversations have to start with how much I love talking about Sioux Empire Arts and Entertainment. And I love it when I get a chance to talk to somebody that's up there in the same category of loving Sioux Empire Arts and Entertainment, especially since he happens to be a big part of that. You prefer comedian or comic?
Yes.
Okay, good. Comedian Nathan Hults. How are you, my friend?
I'm so well, Dave.
Oh, fantastic.
It's always great to see you.
Likewise.
Yes.
And you've got your badge on. You just came from work. And,
I did.
And you got out of work a little early.
I got out of work a little early.
That's nice.
You know what it was? I left work early because I was like, I get to see Dave Holly.
Oh, there you go.
After
Man.
this.
Oh,
You got me through the day.
Build it up.
You got me through the day.
Well, I'm glad I could do that for you then. And I don't think I've ever butt dialed or gut dialed you
No.
at like 5 a.m. or anything.
No.
Okay, I did that this morning and yesterday too.
Oh, no. Who'd you butt dial? Who was your butt thinking about?
Well, one was Jody Van Rokel,
Okay.
who was, by the way, a couple of weeks ago, he was the Dave's fave choice because, well, after doing trivia Monday night at Chasers, we're on our way home, and Carrie says, "Did you pay the tab?" I said, "Well, no, I thought you did." And we know that they have a wall of shame out there.
Oh, no.
And so we didn't want to be on the wall of shame.
No, of course not.
And so we're like, "Oh, what do we do?" I said, "I'm calling Jody."
Yeah.
"Any chance you're still there?" "Yeah."
Yeah.
Ironic as it could be that he was there. And I told him the situation. He said, "Oh, yeah, got it covered. He'll take care of it."
Yeah.
And then he texted me the next morning and says, "Didn't even need to because the wait staff knows that I'm there every Monday."
Yeah.
And they said they're just going to add it on to next week's. It's like, whew, okay. Yeah.
Perfect.
And, and then the other day I missed, well, I think what's happening is when I pick up my phone in the morning, I must touch it in some way that it just automatically goes to dial somebody.
do you know what it is? It's your social magnetism. You know, it's the electrons in your body that just connects with people. That's just like, I bet those people needed a call from you. That's divine intervention.
I think of that often, because people, well, in fact, you were the first one to ever say, "Hey, you just told Zach that." When I say I'm better, when people say, "How you doing?" And I always say, "I'm better anytime I see you."
Yeah.
It's like, because it is true each time.
Yeah.
I'm better because I've seen that person.
Yeah.
And most of them are good enough to say, "Oh, man, thank you,"
Yeah.
See, my late father passed along something great to me. How to compliment people and what it means to them.
That's an art.
Yeah. And so I try to make that a huge thing.
Yeah.
If it's just a little quick wave, a bit of a smile or something.
Yeah.
Because you never know what that person's going through. And they may have needed that. Because even if my little, handshake, hug, and saying, "I'm better anytime I see you."
Yeah.
Even that little 10 seconds of interaction.
Yeah.
If that helps somebody's day, that makes my day.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
That's what you're put on this world to do. I believe that.
And see, here's the whole thing, how it started too.
Yeah.
My dad had a heart attack when he was just about 70 years old. And that was the time that Rick something, can't think of his last name, a big pastor in one of those big churches, had written a book about, how you're supposed to live life, a purposeful life. That's what it was. And almost every small group in the nation and the church bought the book, and it's a workbook, and you got to go through and, figure out what you are there for, what's your purpose. And so he asked me, he says, "Dave," he says, I don't know. He says, "Why was I saved with this surgery? What's my purpose?"
Yeah.
I said, "Dad, it doesn't have to be something monumental.
No.
Maybe it's because the clerk behind the counter at the Rexall on the corner would miss you not coming in, getting your daily pack of gum and saying, well, hey, sunshine.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Because even if it's just small stuff, it's huge.
I think the small stuff is big.
Yeah. I remember a high school teacher said there's no such thing as small talk.
Mm-mm.
Even if it's small talk, it's good.
Yeah. Human connection.
Yep, that's for sure.
It's important.
Yes. And you connect from the stage.
Yes.
By telling funny stories.
I do.
Yes.
I do occasionally. Yeah. Sometimes they're funny.
Oh, many times they're funny. I think my favorite one that you tell is about the ride at Disneyland or Disney World.
Sure.
And not being able to get it, couldn't get it closed.
Yeah. The not for you.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And then you go back another year or whatever.
Yeah.
And click, and you're like, oh yeah, and then
that moment of triumph. It truly is like once I unlocked that story, like it's all true. But you can tell a true story and it can be uninteresting, but you can tell a true story and it can be the same story can be very interesting, just how you tell it, right?
True.
And so, but unlocking that moment of victory was such a because I've been doing that joke for a very long time.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been doing it. That's one of my first, that's one of my first stories. Like that's one of the first interesting thing to happen to me. As far as, and so I've been telling it a long time, but the story has evolved, and again, new things haven't happened. It's just, you remember things and you unlock those and what details matter and stuff like that. But I do love that moment of like triumph. It's everyone breaks out into applause, which is I think an appropriate reaction, but also like, oh, I feel so powerful in that moment. I feel so powerful.
Oh yeah. It is a great thing to be on stage and make sure that things go well. And even when they don't, then you got to have a good attitude about it. And don't get, too self-defecating about, oh God, it's horrible.
I used to do that a lot where it was just like, oh, that didn't go great.
Right.
I just tell
mental note
at every joke, every joke didn't go well. I'd have a quip for why it didn't go well and people would laugh at that. And so I was like, oh, let's lean into that. But then I basically was just telling the audience, hey, I'm not very good at this, And so like, no one was like, oh, you did great. They were more consoling me after the show. They're just like, you're really funny. You'll get it. And I'm like, oh, I thought that went really well. But I had been so self-deprecating.
Yeah.
People were just trying to console me.
Yeah. Well, and the other thing is I've noticed it as an observer of watching comics for comedians. Thank you. I'm glad I can use that.
Comics, comedians. Yeah.
Well, I got in trouble when I said comedian.
Oh,
introducing somebody years ago. So
sure.
Yeah.
It's
comic.
Yeah, it's comic.
Okay.
Comedian.
All right. Whatever.
Yeah.
But I say comic, I think of comic books,
Sure.
But anyway, just from an observer's standpoint, people sometimes that are doing a show don't realize that there actually is laughter going on.
Yeah.
Just because it's not uproarious at, 100 decibels.
Yeah.
People are still getting a good bit out of it.
Yeah.
And I know one time, a mutual friend of ours, he's been a friend of mine since first grade, Gary Lewis.
Yeah.
Yeah. One time he was performing, remember Coconut Joe's?
I don't. I wasn't around for Coconut Joe's.
Be thankful. And the manager of the place had set the first row of chairs at least 50, closer to 75 feet away from the stage.
Jeez Louise.
So he couldn't hear a thing. And then he kept going and going because he didn't think he was getting enough. And finally, it finished. He says, comes over and sits down. He says, man, what a crap. I said, Gary, there were It was great.
Yeah.
He says, well, I kept pulling stuff out. He says, I said, you could have stopped at 45. You needed to go an hour. The reason you didn't think they were laughing is because they're 75 freaking feet away.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing about a performer too, is right. It's live. You're based on the feedback, and how you perform is based on that. And that's what a good comic will do. Right. Well, no, bad comics will also do that, but and some good comics don't do that. I don't know. But that's one of a mark of a good comic, is reacting to the moment, right? But that's not the only marker of a good. Yeah. I was doing a show with I don't think you'll mind me saying his name, Dwight York.
Okay.
Dwight York is a fantastic comic out of the Minnesota-Wisconsin border, right? He's somewhere, he floats in between the two sides of the border, but a legendary road comic from the Midwest. He has incredible joke books, but I watched him do a sold-out show on a Friday night and demolish. Just absolutely destroy. His thing is, he's got a bit of a character, some Stephen Wright Stephen Wright kind of style, very short jokes, like joke book jokes that he's written.
Instead of bits.
Yeah, instead of like stories or anything like that, just jokes and premises, and it really just an incredible joke writer. And he's got this delivery it's very deadpan, and it's his character. And then I watched him do that same night, the same show, in the same timing, in the same thing, for 7 people. And he breaks his character for just a second, and he goes, some comics would just change it up and try to relate with you to make this go better. I'm not one of those comics. And then went right back into it. It was incredible to see. Like, it was uncomfortable, but it was incredible to see. Like, right. I'm talking the same time. He is a scripted man. Like, he is timed out. He is a great comic, right? That's just not his skill. So anyway. We're way off the subject we started with,
but it's fun to get that way, because I did get a little upset one time, but
just once in your whole life.
On this show, and I never got mad at anybody, but I thought, man, this is going to be cool. Kelloland Living.
Yeah.
I interviewed the 2 hosts at that time, and this is the original group.
Yeah.
And so I was like, oh, man, that's cool. And I even told them beforehand. I said, hey, this show could go off the rails. We just work it. I don't edit. Yeah. I want people to know what was talked about.
Yeah.
And how people react and so forth. And so the next day, it comes out, and so I watched Kelloland Living, and they said, yeah, we were on the Dave Holly Hour podcast that came out this morning, and one of them says, boy, that thing went off the rails right away, didn't it? It's like, that's what you got off of that.
What a good conversation.
Right.
How about a good conversation?
Yeah,
Some people don't get it.
No, that they don't. But, I'm so glad that the variety of people that I've talked to in this show, my old friend Chad McKenzie from Kello, he and I worked together for 5 years. And I think he was on about the 3rd or 4th show, somewhere in that category. And he says, man, this is great. He says, you know what people are loving about podcasts? He says, it's not radio. Because, and I tell this to people that come in to promote their shows so often, say, yep, we got 16 licensed radio stations that have studios in this town, 8 in one building, 8 in another.
Yeah.
And you can get on every one of them within a morning.
Yeah.
Because each of them will give you 3 to 5 minutes of, well, so, where's this going to be? How do we get tickets? What's going on? How are you involved in this? Oh, hey, that's great. Hey, so once again, where do we get tickets? And what are the times and dates?
Yeah.
Hey, thanks for stopping by.
Yeah. You don't learn anything about that person or the event.
I still have people on so they can promote an upcoming event.
Yeah.
But my sole purpose is to promote them.
Yeah.
My people say, well, what's your passion? I say, my passion is everybody else's passion. That's what I want to know about.
Do you know you're an amplifier? You're a speaker.
Oh, well,
in a great way.
You.
Like, I mean that in
I know everything you tell me is a great way.
Yeah. Like, I mean that in like
we have that type of friendship. We know what it is.
No, that's you can't have a show without an amplifier.
True.
You can't have the thing without the thing. You know what I mean? Like, I love that. God,
yeah.
You impress me.
Oh, you impress me.
What was I?
Let's see. We had talked about the ride at Disney World.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
didn't realize that was one of the first things you had ever told.
Not the first.
Well, but yeah, in that early going, shall we say,
first 2 years of writing stand up, that story. You know what happened was, how I wrote stand up is that someone would laugh at something I said in a party and I'd write it down, and so like a story I'd tell people, just whatever. And then a lot of times it took someone, you should write that down. I'm like, oh, okay. Try to figure that out. But yeah, no, it's been, I've been doing that one for a long, long time. I'm excited about some of the new material I've been working on too, because I'm recently a father of 7 years, recently, but my daughter keeps learning things, and so I have to keep relearning things.
Yeah,
so talking about that, and just life has continued on. So I'm very excited about doing some of the new stuff, which I'm doing here in May.
Right.
We
should talk about that.
We should probably talk about it.
May 9th.
May 9th.
It's a Saturday.
And the Club 224, which is in the basement of Lucky's, which is the second place I ever performed comedy.
Back when it was a comedy, before it became.
It was Fat Daddy's Comedy Club, and they had an open mic, and I had just performed the first time. Everyone asks about the first time I did stand up, and that is not a good example, because it went really well, and it was in front of 300 people, and I did 22 minutes. That's the easy version. Like, that went really well. What was hard is I tried to do 22 minutes in 5 at Fat Daddy's the next week, and that did not go well. That is where I hope to bomb someday that bad. I bombed so bad I had to get a job at Lucky's to perform again. They're like, you can come up here, but you have to cook. So I was a cook for Lucky's for the next couple of years.
What are you doing these days, Nate? I'm a barback.
So yeah, the Fat Daddy's, that's the second place I ever performed stand-up comedy. And so I'm very, very excited to go back and perform there. Kind of hopefully a triumphant, like I conquered this stage.
It'll click.
Yeah.
Like the ride did.
Absolutely. Very nice.
Well, you said, it didn't go well. One of my favorite quotes, and something I try to live by, sometimes it's damn hard, but is that good judgment comes from experience.
Yeah.
And experience, well, that comes from bad judgment.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
I'm always learning. If you're not learning, you're dying.
True.
Yeah.
Oh, and in fact, I'm taking some professional voice lessons right now.
Okay. From what FM? No. What's the other one? Where are you taking them from?
I'm taking them from voice coaches out of New York.
Okay.
Yeah. And my coach is out of Albany, New York.
Okay. You should sling me a link, because I've been thinking about some vocal coaching.
Yeah. And it's going very, very well. But the guy that originally set up, see, here's what attracted me to it, because I've done a couple others in the past. And, they're always thinking big, you're going to be a national star, earn 6 figures in 6 weeks. And this guy said, you tired of hearing that? He says, nobody's going to do that.
Yeah.
And then, so he was straightforward about it. And so he had a Zoom call with the people that had signed up for it. and it was much less expensive than others.
Yeah.
And then he did a really neat thing. Instead of having everybody read something that everybody else could hear, he went to private Zooms with each person.
Yeah.
For about 5 minutes.
Uh-huh.
And then the next day, if, they thought you had something.
Yeah.
The next day, you were going to get about a 15-minute phone call just to discuss your voice. And then, they would tell you what types of things they think you might be best for, and also give you the age range as to who relates to you. And this was only supposed to be a 15-minute call. Ended up being an hour.
Oh, man.
And the guy before that, started this, he said, I think you're meant for documentaries.
Oh,
next morning, she says, I think you'd do great in a lot of narration, but not just that, but like documentaries and so forth. And so now the coach that I have until June, and then in June I go down to Omaha because I have a studio down there that coordinates with them to actually produce the full professional reel.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah. And I'm learning so much. I'm 63 and I started reading commercials when I was 20.
Sure.
Yeah.
That's great.
And I always think, I'm decent at it and so forth, but there's so many more things than just doing a voiceover for radio or TV that people need audio for. As long as we can keep that AI out of everything.
It's
those are my little, the pound sign and the
for sure
exclamation, all that.
Just like a dial-up mode.
Yeah.
AI.
Oh man. Oh.
Do you remember?
AOL.
Do you remember like you could text Google? Do you remember that?
Yes.
Before smartphones,
right.
You could text Google. I think that's where we should have ended. You had to pay 15 cents for a Google.
Yeah.
If you wanted to do it on the go. No, I do love it because I'm always lost, and so I'm always Googling where I'm going. May 9th.
Yes, we better tell people about that event before we get off track again or off the rails.
It's 8 p.m. We've got Preston Williams is going to be opening.
Oh, awesome.
And then Colton Jensen is going to be hosting.
Okay.
There might be some friends that show up.
Yeah.
Might be a fun time. I don't know, because you never know what's going to happen in a live show.
So about what time do you anticipate you'll be going on?
The show starts at 8 p.m.
Right. So I'm going to guess you're probably about 9-ish.
I think the show starts at 8 p.m. I think the show starts at 8 p.m.
All right. See, my issue is I'm hosting another writer's round at Phil's Pub that night.
You let me know.
That starts at 7.
Okay.
Because they know I'm old and, I'm want my sleep.
8:50. Well, comedy's all about timing.
Yes.
And so we rarely start on.
True.
So come check it out. Yeah. It's going to be great. I would love to have you there. Of course, you are fantastic.
Even if I walk in late.
Yes, come on.
I'd still love.
We'll get you caught up.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll get you caught up. It's going to be. I really like working with Preston. I haven't worked with Colton yet, so I'm excited to work with someone new.
Yeah.
And it's going to be wonderful. It's going to be great. I love that vibe of Lucky's. That room is so conducive.
Yes, it is.
It's low ceilings. It's great. It's dark. It's beautiful. So yeah, we're really excited about that. I also was reminded here, by the time this comes out, this won't be a thing anymore, but in the fall we'll start back up. I do a comedy show at Trio every month. Every last Wednesday of the month I do a show at Trio. It's stand-up comedy with a live band.
Right.
Yeah, we call them the Trio, and they're the best band in comedy. That is for sure.
They are awesome.
They're incredible.
Yep.
So
and by the way, Trio, the major sponsor of the Dave Holly Hour.
I'm very, they're incredible. They're the best to work with. It's
absolutely amazing people.
It's one of the coolest shows to be a part of.
Yeah.
That trio show. But we check those out in the fall. Come back in the fall, September. I did the one we were just talking about Thanksgiving before the mics were rolling.
Mm-hmm.
I decided I'm just taking every Wednesday before Thanksgiving. That's going to be my trio set. I'm going to allow myself to take that spot every year. So, but yeah, I'm excited about the May 9th show. We got Collective Efforts Union working on that, and it's going to be, I'm really stoked.
We look forward to all the things that you will be in, including Improv Falls.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Improv Falls. I think we're about to break for the summer. I think we're going to.
Yeah. Do you have a show in May?
That is a wonderful question. I love that I am part of Improv Falls. Yes, we have a May 8th. May 8th.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So you're going to go from improv to stand-up.
Yeah.
In 24 hours.
In 24 hours. And that's 8 p.m. I should know that. You know what? Zach Dresch is hosting that one. It's going to be a barn burner.
Oh.
A barn burner.
A barn burner before summer.
Yeah.
No place to put the bales of hay.
Absolutely. That one's going to be a great, thank you for bringing that up. I almost left here without plugging all of the good things that I'm involved in.
Right.
I'm so lucky to be part of that improv group.
Yeah. I tell you, they are phenomenal, because I did improv for 20 years plus.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And the people that I did it with don't look favorably upon Improv Falls.
Okay.
Main reason is because when we were trying to figure out a name for us, Improv Falls came up, and somebody that's in the group now vetoed that and said, no, that's not.
I get that. I get that little.
There's that little. Yeah,
it's stupid, but I hate it.
Yeah, but some go, well, they're not that good. I said, bullshit.
Yeah,
don't go with the idea that we were better than them.
Yeah,
go just to watch.
It's improv,
and
there's no better.
Right.
There just is.
Yeah.
There's just is.
Yeah. And I still see I kind of left because of age, for one thing, because I don't know who half the characters in movies and I don't know bands like the way I used to and so forth. But I also was accused of being the pun gun. And I ended scenes too early because
you made a pun.
I made a pun.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so it's like, well, all righty then. Not needed. But I was
trying to think of an exit pun.
Yeah.
I couldn't get to it. You were moving on and I just needed you to know. My brain was like, can I figure one out? Yeah. Exit stage. Yes. And yeah.
Go down stage. See the ledge go off.
Yeah. I love improv, and that's where I kind of started like comedy performance, besides like small little plays and like children's theater in high school and stuff like that. But like I was always loved performing improv. We used to do just say no improv. Are you familiar with that concept? So like you'd go into, different schools, like middle schools, and be like, hey, stay off drugs, and stuff like that in high school. But and then college, I loved it. And
Well, in fact, correct me if I'm wrong, because the memory is not the way it once was. Didn't you do like your senior project about comedy?
I did
or it was something.
I took a independent study.
Okay.
Would have been my junior year of college. So I took an independent study in improv comedy with 4 of my best friends in college that were improv nerds. And I also did an independent study on stand-up comedy. And the reason was the improv group. We formed an improv group and we wanted a credit for it. So we took this independent study because all 4 of it, we were in a troupe called Brand Name Improv, which is like the the house comedy or improv group.
Yeah.
And we were in that, and we realized we had never kind of put ourselves on a show with each other. We always tried to spread it out. And so we formed an improv group, all four of us together, and we just did that. And so we're like, well, let's get credit for it. Let's get an independent study and thing. And then I realized those guys were good at college and they were going to be leaving. And I wasn't good at college and I was staying. And so I was like, well, I got to figure out how to be funny by myself. and so I was like, well, let me get credit for that too. So, let me pay a bunch of money to study something people learn in a bar. It's just anyway. So I took independent study. Yep. And then I also did I kind of incorporated it into all my other classes. If I could wedge comedy into any, I did a English paper on censorship, and I basically covered George Carlin's 10 Things You Can't Do, but specifically the album Class Clown, which is 85% clean. It's a clean album,
right?
Just that last chunk, where he starts to curse and stuff like that.
Because it was the FCC ruling.
Yeah, because of radio. Radio ruins everything. No, I'm kidding.
That's why people like podcasts. It's not radio.
But yeah, no, I've always circled the bowl of comedy. I think I've said it here before, so forgive me if it's a repeat, but people always ask, when did you think you wanted to be a comedian? And I have the moment when I thought about it.
Really? In
a caricature form. I was at Mall of America, and the caricature artist that my parents, I was like, I want one of those. And they're like, okay, fine. Because I was spoiled. And so they're like caricature artists, and they always say the guy's trying to figure out what scene to put me in.
Yeah.
And so he's like, what do you want to do? And I was like, well, I either want to be an aggressive rollerblade, competition aggressive rollerblader, or I want to do impressions, and so he's drawing me with a microphone and, Nate the Impressionist sign out there.
Wow.
So that was from 11 years old. I just wanted to do
very cool
something that makes people smile.
You remember your first standing ovation?
No.
Yeah, I
know.
Didn't. It was on my bucket list.
Yeah.
When the movie Bucket List came out.
Yeah. To get a standing O?
To get a standing O. And I finally got one via improv group.
Yeah.
But I was in my 50s already.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's strange.
Yeah.
I applaud you. I stand up every time I applaud for you, buddy.
Yeah. Likewise.
In my heart.
Although it takes a cane most of the time to get out of the damn chairs anymore.
I got one recently. It was so sweet. It doesn't register to me. I guess I don't know. I don't know if I put in any stock in the standing up while people are applauding. I've come from the theater world, and it's almost like if you did it, people will stand, because they do want to leave.
Right. But whatever happened to just the old fashioned bravo?
Yeah.
Does anybody actually say that at a show anymore?
I think it's more in the opera world.
That could be.
And I think in the finer arts, right? In opera and ballet, I think bravo is still a standard.
Yeah.
I was in Russia. I went and saw a long time ago, not recently. But
were you in college?
I was in college, 2008. I went and studied art in Russia, and they.
Oh, it wasn't one of the trips at. What are their names?
Fuller,
yeah.
Yeah, Ivan. I went with Ivan. Yeah,
you did. Ivan and Vicky and
Well, Vicky wasn't there. It was just Ivan.
Okay.
But he was writing a play.
He wanted me to go along.
Oh, it was.
Oh, I wanted to so bad because he knew, I was clowning at that time.
Yeah.
He says, you've got to see a Russian circus.
Oh, it's incredible.
Yeah.
It's incredible. And they serve cocktails in a can there. I went because I was 18, 19 and could drink in there. I was like, oh yeah, and college credit to get drunk in another country. Was not a good student.
Well,
not a good student. But
no education is ever lost.
That's true. I learned a lot.
Yep.
But what was I saying? What did we get so far? Oh, they applaud in unison.
Interesting.
So
whoever starts.
Yeah. Well, it starts with a regular applause, and then then it finds a rhythm. So it starts normally, and then all of a sudden, everyone starts clapping in unison, and they don't stand to give their ultimate out. They just keep clapping. So the length of time in which they keep clapping is the measure. Yeah. Right. And so like, not that I put any stock in that anyway, but like, I always found that interesting. So like, I guess I try not to put any weight on how people react, right? Or how they show, because it doesn't matter.
Right.
It doesn't matter. I hope they enjoyed it, but ultimately that's not up to me.
Yeah.
I don't know. Sorry, we're getting philosophy.
Oh, hey, we've been philosophizing.
I love this.
Well, back when I clowned, I still remember one of the funniest things, and it made me think about the whole bit about you never know whose heart you're touching in this. So I was at the nursing home over in Ellsworth, Minnesota.
Okay. And
the staff there was amazing.
They make the best grilled cheeses.
Really?
I don't know.
But since I was coming over, they decided to make it a circus day. So they had games for all the people and so forth. It was just one. I walk in and there's all these, the residents for the most part, all with their faculties. Yeah. And it's like, man, this is ideal. And so I'm going around. Well, one of the things that almost every clown in the world has ever done is they keep a little squeaker inside of a glove. Yeah. And then you go around and hand out stickers. And mine was of a clown with a big nose on it.
Yeah.
And then I'll tell them, it's a magic sticker because you press him right on the nose, squeak. And, and people, people were smart enough to know what it was, but still get to kick that way. Yeah. But there was this one lady that absolutely had not shown any emotion at all. And the poor soul.
Yeah.
But then I go over to her and I do that. She looks down at the sticker. She looks back up at me. She says, well, I'll be damned. And then later, as I'm saying my goodbyes, waving goodbye to everybody, there's a tug on my arm. It's this lady. Thank you for a wonderful day of entertainment. Who'd have thought that would be the one that got the most out of it?
That's so fun. I have a very similar story if I can allow.
Absolutely. It's a podcast, Nathan. Time is nothing.
I was asked to come speak to my high school's a class by one of my old teachers, and they were doing like careers, like different careers, like careers in arts and different stuff like that. And she was like, would you come speak to my class about stand-up comedy? I was like, absolutely. I will try to convince them not to do it. You're 100%. I will do that for you. And we have the class, and she had 3 classes she wanted me to speak to. And, they're fine. It was not, it felt like bombing.
Right.
And I'm trying to field questions and I don't know what to say. We get to, and after I think it was the last class, it was a particularly like feeling of like, oh, I failed this person that I look up to. Right. It's actually the teacher that got me into improv comedy. Mm-hmm. She was the club manager of the improv club. And so I really wanted to do something for her.
Right.
I want to, give my time to her. And I had gotten one kid to talk and small talk a little bit and engage with me. He said like maybe 6 words. Right. And I was like, I missed it. Mm-hmm. We finished the class. They go, I'm about to go over and apologize to her for, I don't feel like I nailed it. And she's in tears. And I go, I'm like, I'm so sorry. I will never come back here if you never want to, like, I'm so sorry I messed this up. And she goes, no, that student has not talked. This is the last week of school. He has not said more than 4 words in her class the entire year.
Wow.
Right. And what I thought she saw was like, oh my God, like, oh my goodness, that was a miracle.
Oh, man.
I mean, like 4 words total over an entire semester. Like, this is like his last chance.
Mm-hmm.
The 5th school, he's like, you got him. You got him to look at you and engage. And you know what I mean? Like, it was like, ooh. So that's funny is you can't base.
Right.
I also learned early, you can't base your worth on other people's reaction of you, because that is a recipe for, there's a recipe for sadness.
Definitely.
Yeah.
One of the things that I've noticed, and I guess I've never talked to you about it, is that in comedy, there's a lot. Well, first of all, everybody knows comedy comes from tragedy.
Yeah.
But do you personally have issues with that? Because I struggle with the wonderful Big D, and just have a tough time sometimes. So many have also said that they have that.
Yeah.
They struggle. And it's an outlet then. Have you had anything that is in your life that you've thought, this helps me? It's cathartic and it's my therapy, because depression is so.
Yeah.
Finally, we're getting around to the point that at least a good portion are starting to learn that mental health is health.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess I don't understand the question, but I think you're asking me, do I use this as an outlet for
any depression or something that you have to work through?
I wouldn't belittle depression or some of those mental health issues by saying that I have them, because I'm not diagnosed and I'm not being treated for those things. But yeah, I have.
Well, I get my sertraline from your brother.
Yeah, I definitely have something knocking around in that big old bald brain of mine. But no, I do need it. When my father passed this last Thanksgiving, and I had to cancel one show. And I was talking about canceling another, I had reached out to the venue and I said, hey, this is a possibility of me not being able to be there. And they were like, yeah, absolutely. And so when I called them to say, it was actually Trio. I talked to Ricardo. I mean, I can't speak highly enough of the
me neither
of that family. I mean, Mary Beth too. That whole family is just filled with genuine great humans,
and their staff too.
Getting me off track, but I was like, hey, can we still do the show? Because I kind of needed it. Just to kind of just to feel something else, I guess, feel good at something, or feel to connect with humans that, I did a lot of connecting at my dad's service and with my family again. And but it's something different, that connection between performer and audience. It's not deeper, but it is really special. And so I needed it. But I find like in times of tragedy in my personal life, I need that. I don't need it when something happens in the world. Right. That I don't need. But what I do need it in times of personal strife, of personal,
right.
I need that comfort.
Yeah.
So yes, but no, I don't need it to, I don't talk about politics and stuff like that. It doesn't, I don't think it helps coming from me. No, I think it helps. I think it needs to be said.
Right.
I don't think I'm the person to say it. Is the thing. And I'll, if you ask me point blank, I'll tell you what my views are, but I don't think coming from me on stage, I don't have an authority in the sense of I can't follow that's not my skill set. That's not how my brain works. But I'm always going to choose empathy and love.
Yeah.
Right. And so how I do that is by trying to promote those ideals. So that's my like, if we can hold on to these things, I think everything will be a lot better. And so I try to promote those things. But I don't generally like talking politics.
Nor do I.
I generally don't like talking like historical tragedies. That's just not my bag. I think those things are funny, and I don't think anybody should be put down for doing those things. It's just not for me. And I like when other people do it. It's just not how it's not how I interact with the world.
Not your gig.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So you've mentioned all the things. We've philosophized a lot. I am pleasantly surprised to find out that when you're creative, you apparently have good penmanship, because you write on paper a lot, don't you?
I don't. I'm trying to get
back to it.
That's how I used to start. I have a bunch of moleskins. I got really into moleskins.
Oh yeah, those are cool.
And I have a bunch of moleskins that are, finished or in different disrepair from when. And then I got a nice phone and I started, losing notebooks, and I thought, I'm just going to go digital. But I kind of want to move back to writing. Yeah. I miss
old style
writing. I see those remarkable tablets, and I don't know. I want to go back to, I think writing the physical is something, there's something about it that I think connects with me that I'm missing right now.
Yeah.
So.
All right. You've been on several times, so each time you're here, I have to come up with a different question.
I'm very sorry.
Don't be. Love to have it here, man. Why do you think I asked, damn it? And so I don't think I've asked you this one. What is your spirit animal?
It changes. It changes a lot. I do think like... I think like maybe a bee.
How so?
Right. Just busy as heck, but not entirely sure what I'm doing. Just going on instinct. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, maybe I'm self-inflating my ego with saying how important I am, but like, like a pretty harmless bee. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like I can sting. I don't wanna, but I just kind of want to do my thing that I feel like I'm supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
Right? And I put all that work towards a queen who I love very much.
There you go. You're a good man.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm a drone.
Comedian Nathan Hults, it is always truly a pleasure to have you here.
I love talking to you, Dave.
Likewise, brother. Thank you so much. Appreciate your time and appreciate all that you do.
Likewise. I just those same words that you put perfectly right back at you.
Oh, good. I got the ditto. All right. We'll be back to wrap up the Dave Holly Hour in just a moment.
Walking through the entryway of Phil's Pub, you can't help but notice the show pics and posters from the heyday of live bands in Sioux Falls. Phil's is back. They're on their way to reestablishing their iconic live music venue status. Come on into Phil's for a great local brew. You might just find yourself seeing some of the performers in those pictures, and a very good chance you'll see new acts that will end up being in pictures too. Phil's Pub, your local dive, with music for the people. Follow them on Facebook and other socials. Keep up to date with who's playing at the pub each week here on the Dave Holly Hour.
Ladies, When it's time to give your nails some love, get that extra special treatment from Quality Nails in Sioux Falls. Manicures and pedicures that look great and make you feel fantastic. Zaya and Tony don't simply provide the service, they provide professional care for your hands and feet, whether you just want the basics or you're looking for an extra special look with added flair. Oh, and guys, it's okay to treat yourself too. Quality Nails on Minnesota Avenue. Call for an appointment, 605-334-1463. Walk-ins welcome.
If you're looking for live music that actually moves you, Trio Jazz Club has your week lined up. Tonight, catch the Jim McKinney Group, a legendary vibraphone player bringing classic jazz to life. Saturday, don't miss the David Bixler Trio Incognito, world-class saxophonist with decades of experience, playing 2 shows you won't want to miss. Then Tuesday, welcome James Torres for his first solo performance on the Trio stage. Then Wednesday, it's Jazz Jam, improvised night where rising local musicians take the spotlight and create something completely unique. So grab your tickets, find your seat, and experience it live at Trio Jazz Club. Get your tickets, triojazzclub.com.
People ask him where he got his top shelf voice. Dime store? Bargain. Once again, here's Dave Holly.
Thanks again to my wonderful guest, Nate Hults. Our show website, davehollyhour.com. You can listen to any of the now 318 shows anytime you want, including previous conversations with Nate. This show is also available on your favorite podcast platform. So thank you all for supporting local arts and for taking the time to download this show. I encourage you to find your art. Find the art you enjoy, find the art you're interested in trying, and we shall see you in the arts. As the Sioux Falls Arts Council says, together we art. As Arts South Dakota says, home is where the art is. As I say, put some art in your heart. Remember, my name is Dave Holly, and for me, every day is a holiday.
The Dave Holly Hour has been brought to you by Trio Jazz Club, Sioux Falls' premier jazz club. Enter as friends, leave as family. Phil's Pub, your local dive with music for the people. Chaser's Food and Spirits, XL Chiropractic, and Quality Nails. Stay up to date on the show by following on Instagram and Facebook. All episodes available anytime at DaveHollyHour.com. The Dave Holly Hour is produced in the Dipsy Doodle Studios by Big D Entertainment.
Thanks for listening.